Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. Not really sure. We've definitely got some problems with the Challenger slipping. It's really not liking it. I don't know why it's not liking it, but for whatever reason, it definitely doesn't like it. Now, I want to load that cultivation course into there, and I want to go into here a minute. Just going to slow that down. I want to go to advanced settings, lower, early, raise, late, like that. Okay. And we will put all of the lines in so that I can see where I'm like picking out the courses. And you're stuck over there. I don't know why you're stuck over there. I will pick something out in a little while to help that one out, but I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. I'm going to go over here first, and I'm going to... Oh, which way round are you going? Right, well that one goes over to there, and then kind of does something strange. Alright. I'm going to go from this point right here. I think that this might be a good point to start off with. We want to go field work, and then we want to drive course from nearest waypoint, which is right here. Let that one start working there. It might be the extra wheels are actually causing it a bit of a problem, because this one's immediately slipping. I'm instantly having trouble with this one. I think the extra wheels are what's causing the problem, because this one's not slipping at all. We've got no issues at all with this one. This one here, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say it's the extra wheels rather than anything else. So let's just stop that one there a second, and I'll unhitch there. I'm gonna drive this back to the yard, and I'm gonna take off the spare wheels just at the garage over here, and then I'll come back out and see if that is the answer to the problem. If it is, we're going to have to bring the T9 back over, and we're going to have to change the wheels over on that one. Or I could just go and lease the 2 new John Deeres immediately and start using those, so we'll swap over the T9. But let's just bring you into here, customize in there, and twins, wheel weights, standard. Triples, twins. Yeah, we'll go wheel weights on this one, I think. Like that. Right. He now looks a little bit kind of weird, but I reckon this might be the answer. And I think we're going to need to do this on the T9 as well, in order to be able to make it work properly. This is what we are going to need. So let's just bring you in around there, and I want to go out this way. It's quite sensitive on the steering. Seems to be more sensitive on the steering now that I've gone and lost the extra wheels than it was previously. Seems a little bit odd. I don't know why that should be the case, but it does seem to be. We'll bring you over there and back you down. So it's definitely, if it's going to have a problem, it's going to have a problem going up this hill right here, isn't it? So we'll bring you back in there like that, and then we will go over to here. Oh, I cleared the course completely, didn't I? Right, I want to go there, field 10, cultivate, like that. Back in here. And we'll just go drive course like that. That has made absolutely no difference whatsoever. This tractor does not like this cultivator. Stop driver. Okay, plan B. Unhitch that one. Yeah, it's sort of forcing it to tip over onto one side ever so slightly. But it definitely doesn't like that. So we'll move this one out of the way. I'll bring you over to here. I'm going to leave the T9 where it is. I'm not going to worry about that one for a minute. He's slowly moving a little bit. And I'm just going to stop that one there. I'm actually going to just clear that course off of it. And then I'm going to go into the shop again. We're going to go to the tractors, and we're going to lease now the 9RX over here. Now, we've got wheels set up here. We're going to have 3 meter wide, or we're going to have the standard. I'm going to go with wide wheels on this one. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. We're going to go with a 670 horsepower engine on here. And I'm not going to bother with the GPS. I don't think we need it. We will lease that one right there for $26,000. There isn't anything else that I need with that one. You over here, well, you're moving, so we'll leave you to carry on. This one's doing fine, right? This one doesn't seem to have any problems at all. It is just plugging onwards, chugging forwards without any issues whatsoever. And then I can scroll through. There we go. Look at that. Look at that wide boy on there. Look, this is brilliant. He's also got a tow chain on the front. Okay, this thing looks wickedly cool. I wasn't actually expecting to bring this one out until we were using the seed drill, but I don't mind bringing it out and using it to rescue the cultivating as well, because this thing looks amazing. That it does. There's something about this one. I mean, the width of it definitely makes it look a bit chunkier and sort of more solid, and more it's along the lines of, yeah, you don't mess with me, right? You don't mess with... I mean, of course, we could end up being really disappointed with this one once we hook it onto our cultivator over here. But we will see. We will find out in just a moment whether this one is actually as good as it looks, or if it's going to be a huge disappointment to us all. We'll go in there and we will load in field 10, cultivate like that. I'm going to put the tractor back over the tracks for the previous one so that we're pretty much in exactly the same direction as we were just now, because I think it's quite important that we have it like that. Okay, so I'll put you onto there like that, and then we'll go out into here. We've got that course loaded. I want to go in there. I do want to have the lines on so that we can sort of see what's going on. We want to raise late, we want to lower early, and I want that setting, and then drive course nearest. Look at that. It's a bit slow, admittedly, and the whole cultivator is moving sideways as he goes up the hill. But the tractor doesn't seem too concerned about that. That is just chugging onward. So I know that there are those of you who among the viewers who are less than keen on the green. But look at that. You cannot deny that that has outperformed the Challenger with a similar engine power. There is no denying that that one just outperformed the Challenger. Now, we tried the Challenger with a couple of different wheel configurations. I think we gave the Challenger a fair shot at that. This one definitely outperformed. This one did the job where the Challenger could not. There's no denying that. I mean, yes, he is a little bit slow in places, but generally, at least he's still moving. That's the main thing. He's still moving. We've got the T9 over there. That one doesn't seem to be moving anywhere at the moment, so we've got to have to go back over to the T9. We've got to do something with that one. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to retire the T9, because this is not really helping anything, is it? Like, let's have a look at this. Let's stop the driver a second. If I bring, I can't even, like, maybe if I just move it on a little tiny bit more. Drive course. We'll try the T9 again. We'll help it out a little bit with just a couple of little tiny just nudges in the right direction. See if that will help. The cultivator is trying to pull sideways a little bit there. That is something that is holding it back. I'm not going to deny that that is definitely going to be causing problems. I mean, look at the way the cultivator is trying to drift from side to side. That's not helping it at all, is it? But at the same time, you got to, you know, the John Deere did actually progress even though the cultivator was drifting sideways. This one is not progressing. Not without my help. I am having to help this one out quite a bit in order for it to be able to do anything. And we can't do this entire field like this. I tell you that for nothing. I got no intention of doing the entire field like this. We're going to get another John Deere in a minute if this isn't going to... If this is just not going to work, we're going to get another one of the John Deeres. Because those do actually seem to be quite a beast. Go on a little bit further. No. No, it's not going to do it. Right, okay, so the T9 and the Challenger are not going to work. That they don't like it at all. And then we come over to here. We've got a little bit of a nudge on the side of those. Where are you going? Let's go and have a look at this. He's gone all the way over to there. Like, over to that side. And now he's off on a journey somewhere. He's traveling somewhere. I'm going to stop the driver a minute, and I'm going to just... You know, I'm going to leave... You know, I'm thinking that I could just take it out on here. I'm not going to. I'm just going to park that one up there, and we'll go and get another John Deere. So you can stay there a minute, and then we go back to you. We can unhitch that one. That one is off. I'm thinking that we might try the second John Deere with the narrower wheel configuration, just to see how that performs compared to the wide configuration. Now, we got triple wheels on this one, and that's not really worked very well. We tried the narrower on the Challenger. That didn't work. You're going to wait there. And you are, with your wide configuration, he is pulling up the hills. He is actually doing it. I mean, yes, he does actually want to go a bit faster than this. So it is a definite struggle for this one to pull this machine up these hills, but it's still doing it. Look at that. I don't know what it's going to be like over there on the really steep hill. That is, it's going to really struggle up there, but it's doing it. That's all that matters. It is actually doing what we need it to do. The only other option, of course, is that we go and try something like the Big Bud over here with 1100 horsepower. But I kind of don't want to get into doing the Big Bud. That was one vehicle that I wanted to leave on this particular playthrough. So we'll try this one now. Rather than having the wide wheels, we will go for the standard wheels on this one. We're going to lease that one. Yes, okay. And we'll come out of there. And I will go to this one. So you can see right there, it's not a huge difference between the wheels on the two of them. But there is a noticeable difference between them. Like, it is narrower. So whether this is going to impact the performance of the cultivator, whether it's going to stop it from being able to pull that cultivator properly or not, I don't quite know. But we'll find out in just a second. We'll hook this one in on that massive, great big cultivator over there that we were having a bit of problem with. And see if it can't haul it straight up across the field. I'm hopeful. I remain hopeful because... Like, again, big, solid-looking beast like this is of a similar horsepower. Again, I mean, I actually think that the New Holland is a lower horsepower than the Challenger. But I'll go and check. I will go and check the power of the engines in a minute. We'll have a look at those in just a minute. But first up, we want to just get this one hooked in and see if it will go across the field. So, first, I want to go to there, and I want to go to field 10... Cultivate like that. Then I can go up here. Wait, what? Oh. It's not going to let me select that one until I've got the cultivator hooked on. So I need to go over here. Like that. And I want to make sure that I've got it lined up straight as well. There we go. So we're lined up straight now. And then we can go in here. Now we've got the right one. Start course at nearest waypoint, lower you down, and barely even breaking a sweat. Okay. There's no two ways about it. That is impressive. Right? It barely even broke a sweat. Straight up across. I mean, it's obviously something to do with... It's not a reflection on the actual real-life tractors. It is something to do with the modelling of how the tracks perform versus how the wheels perform, because that's what's doing it. The tracks are gripping the ground on both sides, whereas the other tractors, they're not gripping the ground with both sides. I don't know why it's doing it like that, but it is. That's all we can really say at the moment, is that it is doing it, and we didn't really want it to be doing it. Now, I am going to go into you, I'm going to go to advanced settings, and we will swap those two round, and we will go okay like that. There we go. And this one's hauling up across the steeper ground now. Slowing down a little bit, but he seems to be doing alright. Now, this is the one that... This is the bit that is going to struggle, I think. If it's going to struggle anywhere, it's going to struggle here going up this steep hill. That's what I reckon. I mean, we're down to 8, but I should be on... I realise I should be on kilometres an hour, but it's been like this for a while, so I think we'll probably be okay just to stick with the miles an hour on here for a minute. And we've got a slight undulation on the ground right there, which might cause a tail swing with the cultivator. No, it hasn't. And then we go to the really, really steep bit. And this is the bit that I'm curious about. We're already down to 3 miles an hour. Are we even going to be able to get up this hill? 2 miles an hour. And now even this tractor has stopped. He's stopped. He's kind of... He is still moving. He's staying... Is saying 0 miles an hour. It is sort of inching forwards. But my goodness me, he's struggling to get anywhere. You can see it jumping forward. It's like grabbing and jumping. It's definitely still moving here. The other one is coming up to the hill. It's fast approaching the base of the hill, so this one's probably going to end up doing the same. At the moment, we've got a steady 9 miles an hour coming along on this one. So we can leave the other one over there on the base of the steep hill. See how long it takes before it just gives up completely and stops moving and says this tractor can't go any further. What we might need to do is we might actually need to go and get one of our other tractors. Now he's coming to the base of the hill and the cultivator has already started swinging right round sideways on here. And this is what's causing the problem, is the way the cultivator drifts sideways as it goes into any kind of steep ground. So that one there is trying to just hang down the hill. Really, really, really bad physics on there. That's what's causing it here, is absolutely appalling physics modelling just on how that works. Shouldn't be swinging around like that. It's like the running through the soil has got no pressure whatsoever, and the only thing that matters is just trailing behind it. So when you get onto a steep hill, it just kind of like swings round down behind it, so that it's directly downhill from behind the tractor. And yeah, I think we can all agree that that is poor physics that's causing that. But it is going. It's still working. It's getting up that hill right there. And the other one, he's still moving. He's moving enough that it hasn't actually said that it's slipping yet. This one's almost, but then he's getting up to the top of the hill, so the other tractors wouldn't have had a hope here. And I suspect that the Case Quad Track is also going to really struggle on these bits of hill over here. You're going to get out to this side, and then you're going to turn round and head back across the fields. Now the other one is slipping. The other one is now officially slipping, but not for very long. So you'll get to that point there, raise out, and you're going to spin round. And he does struggle a little bit on the turning, but that's just because of the way the cultivator works, I think, rather than anything else. And he's going to sort of move over, line up. Going down the hill, I suspect, is going to be a little bit easier for this beastie than going up the hill. Oh, look, he's moving. He's actually managed to get on past it, and then we come here, and the cultivator is continually trying to drift sideways. Right, now we're coming down the hill. He's stopped doing it. And the really cool thing is this one coming up this hill. This is absolutely fantastic. This is. We can get rid of that now. That is absolutely fantastic. Hauling up that hill right there. That is a thing of beauty. Right up the top, and then he's on his way down again. It did struggle. It definitely struggled there a bit, but overall, I am hugely, hugely impressed with this new John Deere. This is absolutely this is a fantastic tractor. One thing that I wanted to look at was if we go into the garage in here, that case quad track is 700 horsepower. This one is 646. This one is, the T9 is only 550 horsepower. So that one definitely struggled a bit more than the other. You here, wow, okay, so the Zerion is 600 horsepower. Ducky's tractor there, that is 600 horsepower. We've got the Scraper Special, that's just under 600 horsepower. We've got another 600 horsepower Zerion. And then if we go to the least items, we've got our John Deere here, which is 670. So it's got to be the wheels. It's got to be, if we go into the garage again, owned items, that's 700, that's 650, that's only 550. So those two are definitely the weaker tractors. But I think that a large part of it is down to the wheel configuration rather than the tractors themselves. So, I mean, we could be wrong. It might not be, because those tractors are, both of them are slightly weaker than the two John Deeres and the Case. The Case has got more power than I actually realised. That one's a remarkably powerful tractor. This one right here, he can carry on now. He's going to do absolutely great. And you as well, you're going to do absolutely great as alongside. With the way that the cultivator is drifting from side to side as it works in the field, I am a little bit concerned that we're going to, it's going to do the same with the seed drill, and we're going to be left with, stripes everywhere. But that's something I think that we will worry about at a later date. Now, you over here. That one started there, so what I really want to do is I want to get this one doing some land work, but I don't want to start it from just here. We'll sort of drive it on over this way, and we'll start doing a little bit of land work up here somewhere. Quite sure where we're going to do it. I guess maybe if we just set it out on at this point right here, because that there, look, I've got a whole line that comes up through, so I think that starting here does seem like a sensible option. If I bring you to about that point right there, and I go here like this and drive course. So we'll start that one going across there. We've got that steep hill in front of us that it's going to have to deal with. And then it's got a few bits. Yeah, it should do all right. Now, we're only doing 9 miles an hour. I'm wondering if we should actually go and get some more tractors and more cultivators. These two here don't seem able to pull the cultivator. Right? Those two don't seem able to be able to do it. I've got the outside rounds still being worked on, but this one's going to do both the outside rounds. Although I suppose we've got until tomorrow, so we can leave these to just carry on doing cultivating and stuff until we get a little bit further along. Curious how this one's going to handle going along the side of the hill over there. The sides of the hill seem to be the difficult bits. He's doing great at the moment. This one's now turned and is starting the next pass going up through. He's doing absolutely great. Where's my other one? There's the other one, and he's coming over here. So we're just coming up to the edge of the steeper field here. Is this one going to be able to cope? Because actually, this is a more powerful tractor than the John Deere. Right, the John Deere, the massive, great big John Deere that we've got, is 670 horsepower. This one is a couple horsepower shy of 700 horsepower. So this is the most powerful one, apart from a Big Bud. And the Big Bud was the only one that I didn't actually want to use in this series, because technically we are in Europe on this series, and the Big Bud is definitely a US-based monster, so we will leave that one in the US. Now, getting up there was no issue whatsoever, but it wasn't like that steep a hill. I guess really it needs to be tested up over on the really steep hill over there to run any kind of decent official looking kind of test. The one thing I'm curious about now is how's the cultivator going to cope going along the lower edge of that bit down there, which is what our John Deere is going to do in a minute. He's just coming down the side of the field over there. He's doing a great job. This 9 miles an hour malarkey Not sure I like this. I'm thinking that maybe we should get another tractor and cultivator going. But if we're going to do that, I think we're going to need to get another case quad track. Because we got 2 of the John Deeres. So another case would probably not hurt. Because that's either that or we could, go and get a big bud. We could test a big bud. We could see what that one's like. I am actually a bit tempted to haul in a big bud and see whether or not that's going to make a big difference. I mean, these machines, originally, they all came with the big bud, didn't they? It was like the big bud and the massive cultivators and all of it. They were all in together. It was all in the same kind of pack. Was it the big bud pack that they were all in? Can't remember now. Pretty sure that it was all together. It was all in one pack together. So you had the big bud, and then you had all of this great big stuff as well. And the cultivator definitely didn't want to go up on the side there. It didn't like that bit. The tractor didn't have any problem persuading it to sort of go through there. But the cultivator is definitely not wanting to go over to the side right there. It's those little bits of oilseed rape that has just left the canola that's just left standing there on its own. It's so strong, the cultivator has decided that it's not even going to attempt it. Like, it's got a computer on board the cultivator that has overridden our desire to go and get that little clump of canola down over there and said, nope, it's not going to happen, it'll destroy us. We can do the rest, apparently. But that bit over there is, like, it's made out of, I don't know, tungsten, titanium, whatever it is, the adamantite. No, the stuff that is wrapped around Wolverine's bones. That's what it's made from. Oh, it's done the same over here. We've got invincible bits of plantings right here. Just tiny little bits. Got rid of some of it. Okay, I'm in on a new recording session. And I have been told that what I need to do on this one... Remember, we generated the course with... Well, I've actually generated a new course now, but I originally generated the course and I said 3 machines, but then I didn't quite do the rest of it right. So I want to have a look in here. I've got the big field plow, and then I said field 10 cultivate. Field 10, 3 cultivators. I did save that one. Right, so we will get rid of the course that I've got in here at the moment, and then I will go and I will load the 3 cultivators course. Unfortunately, the 3 cultivators course does go in a slightly different direction. Now, then what I'm supposed to do is... Oh. I'm sure someone said that I have to go and click on the outside edge bit. Or it was this one. No, it's not that one. Mode specific... Last couple. It's not here. It was the end one. It was the very end option, and then there was something in there that I can use to select which machine I'm using, and that's not here. Right? If I go to the course generation bit, I've got this in here. I had multiple tools. I said 3. Headland, I mean, ignore the headland bit because it's got the headland in there. So I've got all of that. I've got this pattern that's all sort of laid out on here. But it was something to do with an option on the end here. And there's no such option. Like, I'm clicking on the far right-hand side. It's not giving me anything. Okay, if I click on the far right-hand side, that's not... Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode, so we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.